Hi everybody, my name is Curtis of Curtis Landry Photography here in Victoria, Texas. Today's going to be a little video about myself. Why did I get into photography? When did I get into photography? What I really love about photography? And what you can expect as a client of mine after you've hired me. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's get started. Welcome back. Again, this video is going to be about why did I get into photography, when did I get into photography, what I love about photography, and what you could expect from me as a client if you hire me. So the first thing I'm going to cover is why did I get into photography. The reason why I got into photography is I was stationed in Loren Air Force Base, Maine in 1985. This was between Thanksgiving and Christmas of '85. It was very cold there. There was not much going on. It was a Saturday. I decided I was going to go to the exchange and buy a Polaroid camera because I was fixing to take a trip to Europe in about a month or so, and I wanted to capture pictures of the castles and all that fun stuff over there, Big Ben, London Bridge and all that stuff. I wanted to take some great pictures. So in the BX, I was there talking to a lady behind the counter about Polaroid cameras. And I asked her, if I took pictures of Big Ben and all that, would these pictures be as good as you would find in a travel magazine or in Life magazine or any magazine? Would the pictures I'd be able to capture with this Polaroid, would they be that good and that stunning? And she said, honestly, she said, probably not. You'll probably get good pictures. You may capture a few pictures that are really stunning and really nice. But in order to get them high quality pictures that you see in magazines and stuff, you're probably better off going with a DSLR. And I didn't know nothing about a DSLR, so I started asking her questions about it. So she answered a few of my questions and stuff, and then she showed me this camera here. It's a Nikon FE2. This is the camera that I bought that day. It was kind of a compulsive decision because it was pretty expensive. I went there planning to spend $100. I spent a lot more than $100. Bought this Nikon FE2. She said this was a semi-professional camera, that this would take great pictures. I bought a 50 millimeter 1.4 lens on there, and little did I know that this camera was going to really change my ideas about photography and pictures and all that. Going forward for me, I just want to thank Nikon for this camera because it really inspired me on taking pictures. This camera really is an awesome camera. I didn't realize how good this camera was. Now they say this camera is probably one of the best manual cameras that Nikon ever made back then. This was a film camera, but this was 1985 I bought this, so it's been a long time that I've had this camera. I love this camera. It's a really great camera. But this camera is what inspired me to take pictures. So that's why I bought it and when I bought it. So now you know I bought it in 1985. So I've been into photography since 1985. But it wasn't without a few bumps. I remember I took this great camera home, back to the barracks. I briefly scanned through the book and I read, pop the film in, roll it in there, set it up on automatic, and go take pictures. Man, I shot through a roll of 36 exposure film in about 10 minutes. I know the BX had a quick photo there where you could develop photos within an hour. So I took the film over there and I turned it in. I went, ate lunch, came back, got my photos out. I ran to the barracks. I was so excited about how great these pictures were going to be. Needless to say, I opened up the envelope that the pictures came in. I was pretty disappointed. Most of the pictures were, it was snow on the ground, so it was very easy to get overexposed pictures. I'd say out of probably 36 pictures, 2 pictures were okay and you could tell what I took pictures of. Some were out of focus. Some were underexposed, mostly were overexposed. I was pretty disappointed with the camera. I thought it was the camera, so I was sitting in the barracks all mad at the camera, putting it back in the box, and one of the barracks buddies, one of my buddies in the barracks came up there, sat down and said, hey man, you bought an FE2, what a great camera, man. He goes, man, I wish I would have got that camera. I'm into photography too. And I said, well, it's a piece of junk, I'm taking it back. I was pretty disappointed with it. And he said, why? And he looked at the picture and said, no, don't take it back. You just got to figure out how to use the thing. You can't just buy it and take pictures. So he went down to his room in the barracks, came back with a book, a basic photography book, and gave it to me. It was not a really thick book. It had about 80 pages. And that night I read through it, all the way through it. And the next morning I got up. I felt a little bit more confident. I ran about 8 rolls of film through that Sunday. I went out, took pictures of everything. I mean a flagpole, a car, steps. At the barracks, snow on picnic tables. I took a whole bunch of pictures that Sunday. Well, that Monday, I dropped the film off Monday morning on my way to work. I dropped it off to get developed. I picked it up that Monday night. And when I sat down, I was a little bit more happy. That reading the book of learning about exposure, about depth of field, film speed, shutter speed, and aperture really changed my life. That guy really saved me because I was fixing to take the camera back. But from that day forward, that's when I fell in love with photography and really got into taking pictures. And I've loved it ever since. So it's been a while. I took pictures for many years. We got boxes and stacks and boxes of pictures in the back. And that's when I got into photography. Now you want to know what makes me love photography so much. And the thing I think I like most about photography is when you see a scene and you look at a scene and in your mind's eye, you get your camera and you say, this is how I want this picture to look on film and print. And you're able to take your camera, you're able to change your settings and kind of troubleshoot the scene. How much light is on a scene? Where's the light coming from? Is it gonna give me, there's just so many things to think, and you gotta troubleshoot each scene. And I think that's a challenge that anybody who picks up a camera takes on, especially a DSLR, or now everybody's into mirrorless cameras. They all have basically the same features. We gotta figure out where the light's coming from, how much light, how fast we want the shutter. There's so many things that we take into consideration when we're putting a picture together. Composition's one. And to me, it's a challenge. It's a big challenge. And when I see that challenge and I take a picture and I say, hey, say a car's going by and I want the car to be stopped and I want the background to be all blurry, for me to troubleshoot and say, how am I gonna get that picture? That's exactly what I want on my picture. Is I want the car to be perfectly focused, but I want the background to show movement. For me to take and figure out in my mind what shutter speed, what aperture, and all that to take the picture. That's what I like. Another thing I like about it is when you got a client in front of your camera and they're really not too fond of taking pictures, and the first thing you say is, hey, let's get ready, let's get started. Go ahead, back up and just stand there. Let's do this. And they back up and they pose like this. They get kind of stiff, they stand straight, and they give you their forced smile. First of all, I want everybody to stay calm because we're gonna get great pictures. So I like it when all of a sudden I start taking pictures, I'll start getting my client to relax. And also I'll take a picture and I'll turn the camera around to the client just like this and I'll say, look at that picture I got. And they look at that picture and they, that looks good. Wow, that came out better than wow, these are gonna be nice. So they start relaxing. And then we're able to start taking the pictures that I really wanna capture. When a client starts relaxing, they start being themselves, that's what I try. That's what I love. Probably one of the most thing is taking that moment with a client and trying to find out who they are and make sure I kind of capture that image. Another thing I love about photography is there's special, as we go through our life journey, there's special moments in our lives. There's weddings, there's engagement, there's baby announcements, there's maternity announcements, there's so many different things, birthdays, graduations. There's so many special moments in our lives that I feel that we need to capture all these moments. And I call them iconic moments. There are times in our lives that we look back, we'll pick up the picture and look at it and we'll remember that time and moment to that day. Man, I remember doing that day. And just having that picture. And that's what I love about taking pictures of clients in special moments, that they'll have that to cherish forever. But another thing about it is, what about pictures? There's something about a still image that's kind of, how do I want to say it? We all know of certain pictures that we've seen over a lifetime. I could probably talk a few. There's iconic pictures. Marilyn Monroe with a dress blowing up. Everybody knows that. That photographer caught her when she was walking by that in New York City and the wind blew up her dress and she caught it. Everybody remembers that picture. Another picture everybody remembers is that sailor after World War II was kissing that lady in the street. That's an iconic image. Vietnam, when that Vietnamese shot that guy in the head. Those are iconic images. Another iconic image that comes to mind is National Geographic years ago had a picture of this young girl with green eyes that were just, them eyes just caught everybody. Probably most of you people listening to this remember them images. That's what I like. Hopefully someday I may capture an iconic image like that everybody will remember, but not an iconic image that the whole world will remember, but an iconic image that my client will remember. I want that image for them to remember, look back and remember that special moment and time and place that you as my client, that you paid me to capture that moment and that you got that picture. I really hope we can catch some iconic moments. Now, what can you expect when you hire me? Someone who loves what they're doing, is going to work extremely hard to catch the pictures that you want. And we're going to have fun. That's the biggest thing. That's one of the most important factors is I want to have a blast when I do this. This is something I love. So when you hire me, you're going to see that. You're going to see how much I really care about photography, how much I love about photography. That's what you're going to expect. You're going to expect me to be on time, professional, ready to do it, work extremely hard. I'm just going to be there for you to get the results that you're expecting. I appreciate you all tuning in today and listening to why did I start photography? When did I start photography? Why I love photography. I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you who hire me. And I just thank you for giving me the time. And not only that, thanking you for giving me the opportunity to capture them special moments for you. That's important to me. Thank you all for tuning in. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want more content from me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you got any comments, definitely leave them below. I will be more than happy to answer them for you. And if you want to go check out my website, it's Curtis Landry Photography or curtislandry.com. If you leave me an email, it's curtis@curtislandry.com. I'll put the links below so you can click on either one of them and you can get to know me a little bit more. Looking forward to meeting all my clients out there that are waiting. Give me a call. Let's get your pictures. Let's take some great images that you and your family remember forever. And to all you other photographers out there, get that camera up in your hand and take some pictures. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.